All I'm going to say is there's nothing more satisfying than looking back at old photos, which are literally only like 4 weeks old, 5 weeks old, 6 weeks old, 8 weeks old, and realizing how much you've changed. You've actually put in the consistency and had discipline to make shit happen. Welcome back to my channel. This is how to glow up in every aspect in your life in just 6 weeks. The beginning of June is 6 weeks away now, which is the beginning of summer in the UK, Europe, everywhere. So like, what are we doing? Like, we need to lock in, girls. This is our time, and this video is for you if you're thinking that it's too late, if you're stressed, if you're feeling like you've not got the bikini body that you want, you've not got the money to go on your girls' holiday even though you've already booked the flights, but you're thinking, I don't even have any spending money and the hotel's just about to come out of my bank account and I'm stressing how I'm going to pay it. This is for the girls who really just want to make sure their skin is looking their best, make sure their body's looking their best, make sure their mind is feeling their best, and making sure you have the money, the skill set, the time, the energy to do everything that you can on top of your full-time job or on top of your busy lives, working with your hormones to be able to live your hottest, richest, fittest life. Not just your face, not just your body, but your brain, your body, and your bank account. So let's get into it. Grab your coffee, grab your matcha, whatever you want, girlies. Grab your notepad and pen because this is gonna be juicy. And if you're new to this channel, hi, I'm Elena. I am the founder of the Hotter, Richer, Fitter community, where I empower women by giving them easy tips, tricks, habits, routines to be able to live their hottest, richest, fittest lives. Because I genuinely believe if you look your best and you feel your best internally, you'll be mentally stronger, you'll be more disciplined, you will be more confident, and therefore more opportunities will come to you. And just feel your best in this one life that you've been given. If you want to lock in before summer, definitely subscribe to this channel and comment down below one goal that you have by summer. And by the end of this video, I'm sure I will have answered exactly how you can get that, whether it's for your health, whether it's to make you hotter, richer, or fitter, or all three. So I'm going to put the Hotter, Richer, Fitter challenge rules here. Why I'm putting them at the beginning is because I'm going to be linking back to them in each of the different sections, so you know exactly why they're there and how they can help you in small little ways to live your hottest, richest, fittest life. So I just wanted to intro my story a little bit. Last year I got married. I got married in August last year. I looked at myself in the mirror in April this time last year, and I had never been more chubby. Legit, the scales don't lie. I had not great skin at that time. I was feeling bloated all the time. I didn't have any money in my bank account for extra things, even though if you know weddings, you know you're probably going to overspend on the budget. And I was really stressed. Like, I was not feeling myself. I knew I had this big occasion where I just genuinely wanted to feel the best I've ever felt, because you're going to have these pictures in your house forever and you're going to remember this day forever. You want to be confident and you want to be feeling your best. So I decided to take on a challenge which I renamed later on the Hotter, Richer, Fitter challenge, where I was trying to lose 10 kilos in weight, gain 10 grand in my savings, and do 10 new things for my hair, skin and nails so I could look my best overall. And the results of this were, I'm going to put them on the screen. I gained 10 grand in my savings. I lost 9 kilos, which I only put 10 kilos because I thought it sounded catchy. But then I realized, God, that's actually a lot of weight. So I was very proud that I lost 9 kilos. And I also ended up with the best hair, skin and nails that I've had in a long time. So overall, this was such a success, and I ended up doing all of this in just 5 months. Those were obviously quite big numbers, so that's why I thought I would start the Hotter, Richer, Fitter challenge again. I started it again 4 weeks ago, so I've been doing it for a month now, and I have already seen significant results, and I'm going to put them on the screen here. And it's just to show that you don't need 5 months. You can actually make simple changes to your life to be able to get exactly what you want, even within as little as 4 weeks. So I know this can happen, and I know this can happen for you before summer. Over the last 4 weeks, I've lost over 2.5 kilos. I have gained over £1.5 grand in my savings, and I've also taken steps on my hair care journey, because I actually have had hair loss at the moment, and I'll take you through everything that I've been doing to gain some hair growth back again, because look at this. I'm starting to get some real hair growth, and that's just in simply 4 weeks. And how I know this works is, one, I am the human guinea pig, and two, I spend a lot of time researching, listening to podcasts, reading scientific papers, reading books, listening to podcasts of experts with different neuroscientists, different health experts, nutritionists, PTs, money experts, and so much more to be able to test it out and give you proper, real advice that actually works. I don't talk about anything that I haven't done myself or that I don't know a close friend who has done it, because I don't like to promote something that hasn't been tried and tested. So without further ado, let's talk about how you can glow up in the next 6 weeks and truly feel a difference in your body, your mind, and your bank account, so that you can actually feel confident and feel happy going into the summer instead of constantly feeling on the back foot and constantly feeling behind. So first of all, I wanted to talk about what actually is a glow up. Let's define it so it's super clear. A glow up is actually a holistic transformation. It's not just growing your hair, losing weight, feeling happier. It's a holistic transformation. It's physical, it's mental, and it's also financial. And that is exactly what I talk about on this page. So if that's interesting to you, follow along. And when you glow up holistically, it means that you can walk into a room and feel like a completely different person because you've done the inner work, you have done the outer work, and you feel better in general, both in the mind, in the body, and in your bank account. And you have the confidence to get everything that you want because you truly believe you deserve it. Just over a year ago, I was the same as you. I was doing all of the things I thought I needed to be doing. I was feeling stuck. I was feeling the worst I'd ever felt. But then I just decided to take small actions every single day, and that's literally what the Hotter, Richer, Fitter community is and this channel is. So I want to give you those today, and I'm going to break them down into your body, your brain, and your bank account, because to make this lasting change that's actually a lifestyle shift rather than just a fad diet or a fad binge and restrict cycle or random phase in your life, this will hopefully help you moving forward longer term. So let's first talk about your brain, because I feel like this is a really important step to start with, and it's not something that I necessarily thought about too much last year, but it's something that I've really focused on this year and has made a bigger difference to my transformation already, is how you think about yourself mentally and how your thoughts affect so much of your life. One thing that I learned about recently is neuroplasticity. And that's essentially your brain has these things called neural pathways. And when you repeat something, these neural pathways get stronger and stronger. So your brain actually, a majority of the time, when you want to try and change, is working against you, because change requires energy, and your brain is always trying to conserve energy as much as possible. How it conserves energy is any repeated actions, it creates neural pathways, and the more you repeat an action, the stronger and the deeper those neural pathways become. And that's when you do actions automatically and unconsciously. It's because your brain is going down these neural pathways that are strong because you've repeated that action. And like I said, it wants to conserve energy, so it would rather do those actions as much as possible. For example, if you are trying to go on a diet, you're eating most of the time, you are doing that as an automatic skill and an automatic learning. You're just putting food into your mouth, you're not even thinking about your food. Whereas when you're trying to, for example, intuitively eat, that is when you're trying to train your conscious brain to connect to your unconscious brain to realize and to make your brain understand that you don't have to automatically eat. You can think about your food and decide when you're going to stop eating. Basically, what this tells us is the brain actually likes repeatable steps. The brain actually encourages repeatability because that strengthens the neural pathways, and therefore it's more of an automatic thing. So if you want to change something, the best way to do it is repeat it, and the best way to repeat it is by learning how to create habits around it. I recently read Atomic Habits by James Clear, and this was a really, really interesting book because it's essentially saying start by changing something 1%, and this is something that I talk about in the Hotter, Richer, Fitter community a lot, is start by changing something 1% and trying to get better 1% every single day, and therefore your identity will change slowly because you're repeating these actions. And if you get better 1% every day, you'll actually get better 37% better after 1 year. If you don't try and improve 1% better every year, you just won't get better. And therefore small actions really do compound, and that's something that you need to think about. And that's why in the Hotter, Richer, Fitter challenge, I always say to plan everything into your diary on Sunday to make it obvious, to make it easier, because you don't have to think every day, do I need to do any of these things? It's just planned, you stick to the plan and you just do it. Which I know is easier said than done, but if you haven't planned it at all, it makes it a lot harder because you're constantly having to use your brain. Like I said, your brain is resistant to change. It doesn't want to do it unless you're making it super obvious to how you can do that yourself. Another thing that I have been doing, which has really helped my transformation mentally, is gratitude. So I talk about this a lot, but there is a system in your brain called the RAS, which is your reticular activating system. Essentially, think of the world. Every second you are ingesting millions and millions and millions of data points, but obviously your brain cannot process all of this data because your head would probably explode, because there's so much data in the world going on and in every second. And therefore your RAS is essentially a filter system to decide which information is important for your brain to register versus the unimportant information. And that's one reason why it's so important to figure out your goal and exactly what you want to achieve, so that your brain can filter in important information to help you achieve that goal. For example, me last year, when I was saying I want to lose 10 kilos, my brain was filtering information in, like, so then I was thinking more, oh, is me eating, I don't know, thirds of this meal actually going to help me achieve my goal? Probably not. And then my brain would actually tell me no. Or maybe it would look out for more opportunities when I'm thinking about how I can make extra money. So it would show me different opportunities, different side hustles to do, or different bank accounts that I could save with. All of these things, your brain is filtering in, and you want to try and make it super clear to your own brain what you want it to filter in, so it's more likely to show you opportunities. This is like the red car theory. If you don't know the red car theory, if you're walking down the street and I say, how many red cars did you just see in the last 5 minutes? You probably couldn't tell me. Whereas now I've pointed it out to you, your brain is looking for the red cars, and therefore you're more likely to see more red cars in the future. This is essentially the same. You want to be doing the same thing with your goals, because then you're more likely to achieve them. Next, mentally, one thing is really important is to try and improve your dopamine and to try and reduce your cortisol and increase your vibe frequency and your energy frequency to a higher vibe, is by manifesting properly. And one easy thing that I've been doing, which takes me less than 5 minutes at night, is practicing gratitude. So Science Insights actually shows regular gratitude practices release dopamine and serotonin, reduces cortisol levels by roughly 23%, and can improve a sense of well-being in as little as 4 weeks. So how this works, and this is something that I've learned from Roxy Nafusi's book Manifest, is if you are grateful and looking out for positive things, then your mind will be more positive and you will see more positive things. And being happy and being grateful is a higher vibe emotion. And if you have higher vibe emotions, you will then, using the RAS system, be more open to higher vibe opportunities, which are usually better opportunities for you. So how I use gratitude practice and how I can do this, how you can do this practically, is I write down 15 things. This sounds like a lot, and the first few days it took me a while to think of things, but you get in the habit very easily once you start doing it. I write down 5 things I'm grateful for within myself. So this can be anything to do with, oh, I'm grateful that I'm going to say things that I did yesterday. I'm grateful that I drank 2 liters of water. I'm grateful that my hair is growing. I'm grateful that I didn't have a sweet treat after every meal, just dessert. It can be anything. Write down 5 things that you are grateful. I'm grateful that I have the mental strength to say no to something that didn't serve me. These are things that you can say about yourself. Write down 5 things every night. It's super simple. The next 5 things you want to be writing about is 5 things you are grateful for within that day. So what did you do today that you are grateful for? Because it just makes you feel more positive, and it makes you realize that small little things every single day can really boost your mood, and this will help you so much mentally and later down the line. So this could be, I'm grateful that the sun came out on my walk. I'm grateful for my husband that he gave me a coffee this morning. I don't know, whatever it can be. And the last one is 5 things you're grateful for in the world. This again can be, I'm grateful that the sea is so blue. There's no war in my country. I don't know. Whatever you want to do, write down 5 things that you are grateful for in this world. I've been doing this every single day, and I feel so much better, stronger, and more appreciative of everything that I see in day-to-day life, and it really just puts that in perspective for you. So caveat, try and build in these small little habits every single day that you can do to help you be more positive, mentally glow up, and feel better in yourself, because that will help you physically glow up and your bank account glow up so much more than you realize. What you need to remember about your brain is your neural pathways, and the stronger they get, the more you repeat an action. How to repeat an action is by building habits into your daily life. So planning ahead, making them obvious, easy, attractive and satisfying, creating a list of goals and making them super specific, and also practicing gratitude. Pause this video a second and I want you to write down 3 habits that you want to stick to in the next 6 weeks to try and make a positive change on your life. I recommend doing one that will make you hotter, one that will make you richer, and one that will make you fitter. Comment them down below and let's keep each other accountable and discuss how you can make them happen even further. So now that we've talked about how you can glow up mentally, let's talk about the physical glow ups you can do to make you hotter, richer and fitter. This obviously more focuses on the hotter and the fitter pillars, and we'll speak about how you can get richer right at the end. So physically, I want to talk about these 4 things: the movement, also what you feed yourself. And then regarding that is both your body and your face. Because being more attractive physically on the outside can make you feel so much more confident internally, and you can genuinely change how you look doing really small changes. So let's talk about movement first. In the Hotter, Richer, Fitter challenge, there's 2 different types of movement that I think are super important, and I'm going to explain why. Number 1 is doing 10,000 steps a day. Why is walking so good for you? This, for majority of people, walking is a sustainable thing and an easy exercise that people can do to actually help them feel better in their body. Any exercise lowers cortisol levels, which is your stress levels, and reducing that over time will not only help inflammation, so with your bloating, with holding water retention, like higher cortisol actually is linked to having more spots, potentially your hair falling out. There's so many negatives of having high cortisol, so the more we can reduce it, the better we will feel internally. Number 1, walking is an easy thing that you can do in your daily life, and number 2, it actually has so many benefits to help you feel better and look better. I decided in April 2025 that I was going to walk 10,000 steps every single day, and let me tell you exactly how I fit it in my routine whilst working a full-time job. So I usually split my walks up into 3: 1 before work, 1 at lunchtime, and 1 after work. I mean, like I said, it's about atomic habits. How can you make it easier, attractive, more obvious? I got a walking pad. I wake up at 5 a.m. every single day, most days, and I work on my side hustles. During this time, I decided to get a walking pad and a standing desk so I can make it easier for myself to get that 10,000 steps in, because I'm walking and working. I will put my walking pad to a very low setting, so I'll be walking very slowly, but this just helps get my steps in before like 7 a.m. If you don't have a walking pad or that's not for you, you prefer to walk outside, then get some steps in before work. It will make you feel so much more fresh. It will help your brain feel more clear so that you can get more done in your working day as well. Secondly, walking after meals, so lunchtime and after work, this really helps you stay alert, stay awake, keeps your brain fresh. I'm going to put the screen here which shows that only 20 minutes of walking can help increase your creativity, can help increase your brain function. There's so many benefits, helping you feel less bloated, but helping you digest your food as well. Next up with movement, it's super important to actually do some exercise during the week as well, not just walking if you can. I like to do 3 to 4 workouts a week, and if that seems like too much for you, then start slower. So start by doing 1 or 2 classes a week or exercise a week, and move up to 3 to 4 to 5 classes a week. I always recommend hormone syncing your workouts. So working out based on where you are in your hormone cycle. If you're in your follicular phase or your ovulation phase, this is time where you have a little bit more energy. You can go for your PBs, you can go for your best number of reps. You can really push yourself to try and get the best that you can from your workouts. However, I'm very cautious these days of trying to really push yourself, for example, when you're in your luteal phase, because this can actually spike your cortisol levels and make you hold on to inflammation and potentially make you hold on to the weight that you're trying to lose in the first place because your body is under stress. For example, say you love spinning. This is not to say you should cut out spinning in this phase, but it's saying, okay, today I might not be top of the leaderboard. I might be a bit slower. I'm going to listen to my body. This is not the time to push because this can actually make me feel worse. Don't necessarily switch your workouts, but if you do want to switch because you're not feeling it, then in the luteal phase, for example, do Pilates instead of spinning or boxing. These are just simple things that you can do to be able to work with your body and not against it, to help you actually feel so much better within your body. What I recommend with your workout split as well is, I've been doing a lot of research, neuroscience research recently. One thing that they say to actually reduce the likelihood of you getting Alzheimer's or presenting you getting Alzheimer's a bit earlier is by doing a workout that raises your heart rate to 60% of its capacity. So how you can measure this is by, if you are doing this exercise and you're feeling a bit out of breath but you can still talk to your friend, then this is around 60% of your capacity. For the 60% capacity, maybe this is swimming, maybe this is walking up a hill, maybe it's cycling, do whatever gets you to a pace where you can be out of breath but still talking to someone. Next up, and most importantly in my opinion, is focusing on what you eat. I genuinely believe the saying that abs are made in the kitchen. And also, when you have a better gut health, science and research shows that actually the better your gut health microbiome and the healthier your gut is, the better you will feel mentally, because there is a nerve called the vagus nerve which interconnects your brain and your gut. So the more issues you have with your gut, the more mental issues you will have. So it's super important that you focus on what you eat so that you can get that physical and mental glow up that you've always wanted. In the Hotter, Richer, Fitter challenge, for example, the 3 main rules that I've put around eating are: 1 is intuitive eating, and I speak about this, I'm going to put the video here, but I spoke about this a lot in my latest video. 2 is hydrating more, and there's like some crazy videos out there which shows how much water and drinking a lot of water can help with digestion, so reduce bloating, help with your skin, helping you with brain function. There's so many benefits of drinking more water. So hydrating is such a key thing to do, and how I make this easier for myself is by always carrying a water bottle with me. This one is my travel water bottle because it's got a lid, so you can so that no nasties get in. But at home, I usually have a clear water bottle with a straw, so that I'm constantly can see how much I've drank and constantly being able to sip super easily. I don't have to lift a lid, I don't have to do anything, and it just makes it so much easier for me to drink as much water as possible. I also love electrolytes. My favorite are Sodi and Humantra. I think they're really beneficial when you have got a headache, when you are hungover, when you're doing a heated workout, when you're genuinely feeling super dehydrated. These are the great times to whip out an electrolyte, as electrolytes really help you absorb the water into your body so that you retain the water more within your cells, and therefore you will get better function out of your body and your mind. And then the third rule around food is no caffeine before food. Caffeine increases your cortisol levels. And honestly, I used to intermittent fast and I used to not eat any food until around 12 o'clock and just have a coffee. And I would always be shaking, not being able to concentrate at like 11 o'clock, actually snacking loads, eating loads of crap, because by the time it got to lunchtime, I was just desperate for food. So I would just eat loads of snacks while I was making my lunch. Loads of things like that. Women should not be doing fasted workouts. All of these things, there are loads of studies that say that women should be eating breakfast, and anyone should be eating breakfast, but especially important for women, and because it will stabilize your mood, your functionality, your blood, if you eat a very balanced, high protein, high fiber meal. And then having your coffee after that will actually help you get the benefits of the coffee without sending you on a crazy cortisol spike and making you shake and making you feel sick. So those are some really easy tips. I'm going to put the link here of my latest video, which explains everything that I've been doing to eat more intuitively and to help you lose weight if that's something that you want to do. It's tried and tested on me. Like I said, I lost 9 kilos. I've already lost another 2.5 here at the moment in the last 4 weeks as well. And additionally, I have done another video, which I'll put here, which specifically goes into 23 tips and tricks which I've done to physically glow up. And speaking of the Hotter, Richer, Fitter challenge, let's go on to the last few rules which will help you get richer if you do these small things every single week. So the couple of rules in the Hotter, Richer, Fitter challenge which help you get richer, actually studies show that if you are better looking, you will earn more money. On average, I think it's around 6 to 8 grand a year extra, so pretty privilege is real. However, there are so many things that you can be doing as well as getting hotter and fitter to help yourself get richer, feel richer, stay richer. I personally think the easiest way to do this is by earning more money, because say you make 50 grand a year, the maximum you can save in a year is 50 grand. and that is if you spend nothing, which is unrealistic. However, if you want to actually save more money in the future, if you improve the amount of money you earn, there is no cap on how much you can save because you're earning more money. Therefore, it makes it easier and you're able to actually live a lifestyle that you want while saving money because you've got that extra cash. So the 2 rules in the Hotter, Richer, Fitter challenge, which I have been doing, which have really helped me improve my income. And just an FYI, I've made over 150k in the last couple years side hustling on top of my full-time job. And like I said, I did this challenge last year and made over 10k in 5 months just by side hustling. Number 1 is listening to 2 educational podcasts per week and taking notes. This again not only expands your knowledge, but gives you ideas and different things that you can try and test to be able to have better conversations, expand your horizons, make your brain aware of different scenarios which you could be earning money so that you are able to seek out better opportunities when coming to earning extra cash. Secondly is spending 3 hours a week at least on your side hustle. And I want no excuses. You can absolutely do this. So each week this can be different. For example, maybe I just want to do 3 hours that week on a Saturday, but I like to do at least half an hour every single day in the morning before work, but this can be different for you. Just try and think about your habits and your routines now and what you could actually realistically do and when. For example, if you love going to the gym at night, you might not have time to be also doing your side hustle unless you do it straight away after the gym. But maybe that's when you eat food or whatever. It might just be too much of a squish. So maybe it's a consideration to wake up half an hour earlier. Or maybe you just want to do it on a Saturday morning before you go see your mates, and that's just an easy slot to be able to put it in. I know I keep linking all the other videos that I've done on my page, but I've actually done my 5 best side hustles that I recommend doing in 2026 that cost less than £50 to start up, and you'll be able to see a return in the next 3 months. The top 5 side hustles that I've personally done or my friends have done to make a lot of extra money is number 1, selling your voice on 11 Labs. I've only did this less than a month ago and I've made like 40 quid and it just compounds every single day. Secondly, we've got LinkedIn management because that's something that a lot of brands and C-suite execs are really looking for because personal branding is such a huge buzzword at the moment. So everyone wants to create a personal brand, but loads of these types of people do not have the time and energy and effort. So this could be a great side hustle for you. Selling your clothes and different things online. This is a side hustle which I love. I just sold a few things last month and made 150 quid, and it was the easiest 150 quid ever. Another one that I love is UGC, and this is user generated content. This is when you create videos for brands, but you don't put it on your own page, so you don't have to have a following. You just are like a paid actress because brands want a more authentic voice of their customer, and if you fit the bill on who their ideal customer is, and if you're able to create a good video, then you would be the perfect candidate for them to pay you to create a video for them. So if you want any more details about how much they cost, how to do them, where to do them, what's the best way to get into them, I will leave it all down below. My main advice when you are starting a side hustle and deciding which one to pick is number 1, be realistic of how much time and effort and energy you can actually give. 2, decide if you want to start a real business where it might take a lot of upfront investment, it might take a lot of time, effort, energy, and you might not get a payback straight away. It might be a year down the line. Or whether you just want fast side hustles that can be done and start making money in the next couple months. If you want me to try any different side hustles, drop them down below. Subscribe to this channel so you don't miss them. So those are my tips and tricks on how you can get hotter, richer and fitter before summer, mentally, physically and financially. You're able to use that and focus in on those goals much more specifically so you can get to those goals so much quicker. And this will help you spot opportunities better, so you're more likely to get the money that you want, the dream body that you want, the skin that you want, the hair that you want, anything that you want in life, you will be able to get if you just follow these steps and you've made specific goals on exactly what you want. Because genuinely, these small changes in my life made such a big difference to every aspect. I hope this video helped and made you realize that genuinely it is so much easier than you think. If I can do it as a normal girly who has nothing special about me, my favorite quote and one thing that I always try and remember is the only difference between me and the person that I admire is action. So why am I not taking action? And I hope you write down a lot of things from this video, you took all your notes and you start taking action as second you leave this video. Take action now and trust me, your life will get better in the next 6 weeks. Just really, really want you to try, because I know it will work. And I'm just so excited for you to have the transformation of your life. So if you found this interesting and you are keen to do the Hotter, Richer, Fitter challenge, and I actually have a girls accountability group, which is completely free if you would like to join, because we do different events in London, and it's just a great way to meet like-minded girls. So I'd love to see you there. Or if you're not in London or near, then it's a great way to meet other girls and just keep each other accountable. And I also send out a Hotter, Richer, Fitter newsletter every single Monday with small little actionable steps and different tricks and tips from experts so that you can live your hottest, richest, fittest life. I will again leave that in the description below if that's interesting to you. I'm going to end this video here, but I hope that was helpful, and subscribe if you want to live your hottest, richest, fittest life as well. Bye.